I went to Yellow Jacket Garage. That's Brian. He owns this wonderful 2012 C6 Grand Sport manual. Has been to the muscle car shops, so it's a nice car. So went to talk to him about the C8 Corvette and his first impressions. The C8 Corvette. Here he is.
Hey everyone, Brian here from the Yellow Jacket Garage. Let me tell you what, the C8 Corvette is a fantastic car. Gonna impress people. That was fun.
Always fun.
They were staring. That was kind of cool.
The theme of this video is to provide you with the impressions of somebody who was never really a hater, but never really interested in the C8. So let's get into this. Brian is the owner and operator of Yellow Jacket Garage and Yellow Jacket Garage YouTube channel. He recently drove a red C8 Z51 Corvette Stingray at the National Corvette Museum in Bowling Green, Kentucky. Soon afterwards, I received interesting text messages from Brian. One of which said, "Not gonna lie, the C8's an animal when you let it eat."
Now, I'm driving this car because that experience really kind of opened my eyes.
This is by no means a knee-jerk reaction. He gave a level-headed assessment. He's a highly educated ex-Air Forceman that's not easily swayed by media hype. Furthermore, Brian's a well-rounded car enthusiast and mechanic that knows good and well to assess a GM product before giving an opinion. After some time with the C8 at the National Corvette Museum track, he had several things to say. One of them was, "I'm super impressed with the car, more than I ever thought I would be."
Let me tell you what, the C8 Corvette is a fantastic car. Okay, so my first experience with driving a C8 Corvette was actually an on-track at the National Corvette Museum. I hadn't driven one up to that point, and really, I'm one of those ones that I don't develop opinions on cars other than aesthetics. You know, what's it look like, and do they look like a good car? Do they, does the appearance leave something to be desired? Now, day one with the C8, I wasn't one of the haters because I knew going in that this car, with the new technology and the changes in the architecture that they made with this car, was going to create something special. And like I said, my opinion was not that it was going to be a bad car. I knew it was going to be a great car. I was not prepared for just how fantastic of a car this really is. Now, I've driven a lot of cars, a lot of supercars, a lot of, high-end cars, and I didn't expect anything less from the C8 Corvette, but I think where I was really impressed was that just how capable of a car this is. So anyway, here we are driving Burke's C8, and again, a fantastic car. If you have the opportunity, strongly encourage you to drive one.
He continued with the following statements. "As far as handling is concerned, I'd put the C8 on par with about anything else I've driven. I'd be far more comfortable stuffing it into a hard corner than I would the Ford GT, to be totally honest. The C8 computer will keep you out of trouble as compared to other cars." Furthermore, Brian offered, "I think the no manual transmission option pisses a lot of purists off, but the C8 transmissions flat works."
Manual transmissions are a blast. They have a good place, and we own two manual transmission cars. I own my Corvette, and we also own a Miata, and so they're fun to drive. But are they really necessary? As far as GT car goes, if you're going to do a cross-country trip, you might get to the point where the manual transmission gets kind of old. You get stuck in traffic or whatnot, and I'll say that from my experience at driving my Corvette, in Dallas traffic, because we live close to Dallas, driving in Dallas traffic is just not the most fun, because it just isn't. And so having an automatic at that point would be kind of nice some days, but you have to make your own decision for what it is that you enjoy or that you're looking for. You can't go off of what I say. If you like a manual transmission, then don't buy this car. But if it's not that important to you and you want something that's really a great GT car, this is the one for you.
And that's my segue into Brian's thoughts about the C8 as a GT car. About 5 or 6 months ago, I said I think the C8 Corvette is a great GT car. And I went through my list and gave all the reasons. Now it's time for Brian to continue this thought.
This car, if you're looking for a Grand Touring car, GT car, fantastic car to do just that with. If you're going to drive a Grand Touring car, that means that you're going to be on road trips. You're going to be taking the car all kinds of different places, and so you need to have those creature comforts. And Lamborghinis were, okay, I can live without that. I've experienced that. If you're going to drive it around town, great. The same thing with a McLaren. I have a friend of mine that did drive a McLaren as a rally car. He had the 12C that I drove and the 675 LT, and great cars. But he made the same comments, is that as far as a GT car goes, it was not the most comfortable car to drive. So there you have it. The Corvettes, every Corvette that I have owned and every Corvette that I have driven has been virtually the same in the respect of it's like a comfortable pair of shoes. You drive one, you get in another one, you drive that one. They're all very comfortable cars. They're all very well-appointed cars that are easy to drive and easy to drive really anywhere. So,
And I wanted to add this side note about cost of ownership, which we should all know that the C8 Corvette's cost of ownership is going to be far below the Lamborghini, McLaren, and Ferrari, hands down.
Now, I had mentioned that I've driven a lot of supercars. I've driven a couple of different Lamborghini Aventadors, Murcielago, a couple of different McLarens, and they're fantastic cars. They're ridiculously fast, yes, but I look at this car versus those, the cost of ownership is lower. The ability to get this car serviced if something breaks on it anywhere in the United States is far easier than those cars.
Here's how Brian summarized his experience with the C8.
At the end of the day, if I had a short list, this car would be at the top of that list. Why? Like I've said, it's the serviceability, the drivability, the reliability. They really need nothing. They have all the stuff that you need. You want to drive fast, fine. The car will go almost 200 miles an hour. You want to put it in the corners and go have fun in the twisties. The car, I mean, you turn the knob, and what's the knob do? Now I'm in tour. Turn it this way. Now I'm in sport. And hey, now I'm in track. And what does track do? It tightens everything up and makes it a lot of fun. So, driving the car on track, it was in track mode, and it was really a fun experience. So,
to repeat the theme of this video, I'm taking somebody who has been ex-military, mechanic, and has lots of car depth. So his first C8 impressions, they were fantastic when he was previously not even interested. No, he was not a hater. He was not somebody that just had to nitpick the car because they just don't like it. And when he got into my car and drove it around, his opinion did not waver. He still very much likes the C8 Corvette, is very interested in seeing what the Z06 will bring. It should really be that much more of a monster if you can ever get your hands on one. So I just wanted to share this with y'all, and hopefully you enjoyed it. Relax, take it easy, and I will see you later. Bye.
Now, I'm driving this car because that experience really kind of opened my eyes. Hey everyone, Brian here from the Yellow Jacket Garage. Let me tell you what, the C8 Corvette is a fantastic car.